At exactly 12:30 a.m., the girl in the bunk above me started laughing, but her mouth wasn't moving. My name is Kelechi, and this happened in my SS3 year at a boarding school in the east. I won't mention the school name, but people from that area will know it. Everything started the time Amaka joined us. She came in as a transfer student. Very quiet girl, slim, always looking tired like she didn't sleep well. At first, nobody noticed anything strange. In fact, she tried to fit in. She laughed at jokes, sat with us during prep, and even joined night gist sometimes. But the first night, something felt off. In boarding school, midnight is never fully quiet. Someone is always whispering, turning, or going to the toilet. But that night, around 12:30 a.m., everything went dead silent. Then, the girl on the top bunk above me started laughing. Soft at first, then louder. I looked up. Her body was stiff. Her face was turned to the wall, and her mouth wasn't moving. But the laugh didn't stop. Someone else shouted, "Stop that nonsense." That's when she slowly turned her head. Her eyes were wide open, too wide, and she said in a voice that didn't sound like her own, "You people are many here. We are more." That was the beginning. After that night, things got worse. Every midnight, something would happen. Beds shaking, footsteps in the corridor when no one was there. Students talking in their sleep but answering each other. One girl in JSS2 ran outside barefoot at night, saying someone was calling her name from the bush. We started sleeping with the lights on. Some girls refused to sleep at all. Then, people began to fall. That's what we called it. A student would suddenly start screaming, shaking, speaking in strange voices, sometimes 3 or 4 at once. The school called pastors, different ones, big names, small ones, even one prophet people said was very powerful. They prayed, fasted, poured oil. For 1 or 2 days, things would calm down. Then it would come back even worse. One night, during a prayer session, a pastor shouted, "Leave this child." And the girl began to laugh. And then she said, "You came late. We were here before you."
God, save us.
The pastor packed his things that same night and never returned. Amaka changed too. At first, she was normal. Then she stopped talking. She would sit alone, staring at nothing. Sometimes we would catch her smiling at empty space. One night, I woke up and saw her standing at the door, just standing, facing outside. I whispered, "Amaka, what are you doing?" She didn't answer. Then slowly she said, "They are waiting." I didn't sleep again that night. Midterm break came. Everyone was happy to go home except Amaka. She didn't smile when her parents came. She just hugged her mother and stared at her like she didn't recognize her. When we resumed, we heard stories. Amaka's parents noticed she was different. She didn't eat with them. She didn't talk much. At night, they heard her speaking in her room, like she was talking to people. But when they opened the door, she was all alone. One night, her dad heard her say, "Don't worry, I'll bring more people." That scared them. They took her to their church. The pastor prayed, but instead of getting better, she got worse. She started laughing during prayers, sometimes crying for no reason. Her parents were confused and scared. They didn't know what to do. Back in school, things reached their peak. One night, almost half the hostel started screaming. Girls were falling from their beds. Some were crawling on the floor. Others were laughing and crying at the same time. Teachers ran in, lights on, noise everywhere, and in the middle of it, Amaka was standing on her bed, calm, watching everything. Then she clapped once, and suddenly everywhere went quiet, just like that. That's when I knew it wasn't random. This wasn't just spiritual attack. There was something else. A few days later, I overheard something. Two senior staff talking behind the admin block. One said, "We shouldn't have opened that place." The other replied, "It was just land. How would we know?" That got my attention. I started asking questions quietly. Old students, workers, even one cleaner who had been there for years. That's when I found out the truth. Our hostel was built on an old shrine ground, long before the school even existed. That land was used for rituals, not normal ones, but dark ones. When the school expanded, they cleared the land and built the girls' hostel there. No proper cleansing, no serious prayers, nothing. But here's the twist, the real shock. Amaka was not a victim. She was the key. Her parents didn't just notice changes. They discovered something worse. Amaka had been having strange dreams even before she joined our school. She dreamt of a place, our school, our hostel. She had never been there before, yet she described it perfectly. She described the room layout, the corridors, even the exact spot where her bed would be. One night during prayer at home, she finally spoke clearly, calmly, and she said, "They called me here. I didn't find the school. The school found me." Her parents rushed back to the school to withdraw her. But when they arrived, she refused to leave. She started screaming, crying, begging, not to her parents, but to something else, saying, "Don't let them take me. I am almost done." That same night, another 12 students fell. At the same time, that's when everything clicked. It wasn't just possession, it was recruitment. Amaka wasn't just affected by the spirits, she was helping them spread like a bridge between the old shrine and us. Her parents finally took her away by force. After that, things reduced. Not completely, but enough for the school to pretend everything was normal again. Till today, I still don't sleep well when it's 12:30 a.m. because sometimes, very rarely, I still hear that laugh and I remember what she said. "You people are many here, but we are more." This is the end of the story. Please, if you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to subscribe, share and leave your comments below so as to encourage me to post more stories. And please stay tuned for our weekly uploads. I'll see you in my next video.